So living here at the bottom of the earth in the southern hemisphere, sometimes I feel a little bit of FOMO when so many people that I love to watch on YouTube are getting excited for the cool fall weather arriving. Obviously, I'm getting excited for spring, and I am excited about spring, but I also feel left out, okay, of the fall excitement, the autumn excitement that's in the air. And seeing all of these amazing videos about people showing the kind of things that they're excited to get out of their wardrobes and start wearing now that the weather is cooler in the northern hemisphere, it got me thinking that, I mean, obviously I'm not going to get in on the excitement with you, but instead of showing you what like maybe I might wear in the coming up season, I thought instead I could show you my favorite outfits that I actually did wear over the autumn and winter seasons. That sounds like fun, right? So rather than showing you a bunch of fantasy outfits that aren't actually practical or that I'm not actually going to wear, I want to show you the outfits that I did wear and I loved every second of it. To be clear though, these are not necessarily my most worn outfits. If we were talking about my most worn, I'd probably just end up showing you like the borderline pajama outfits. The kind of outfit I'm wearing today, just like a really comfy jumper and some very, very comfy elastic waist pants. But on the days where I actually felt like getting dressed, maybe I was going to work, maybe I was getting a coffee, or I just felt like being an actual human being rather than simply rotting in my natural state, these are the outfits that I just felt so good in. So without further ado, let me show you. Let me show you the outfits that I just loved and felt so good in during our autumn and winter season here in Melbourne. So I wanted to show you the base of this one first because it is very much inspired by an outfit that Ray made me. If you'll remember a few months ago, kind of like as we were going into autumn here in Melbourne, I asked Ray to style a bunch of my favorite summer items, and this skirt was one of them. This skirt is just the epitome of summer in my mind. I love it so much and I wear it a lot in summer. But last winter I just really didn't wear it all that much at all, and although I didn't expect to wear it like all the time, this winter I still wanted to get a little bit of wear out of it, you know? So Ray put together this outfit for me, which I really liked, I enjoyed a lot, and I did get a bit of wear out of before it got too cold. But since then, since the weather has definitely taken a turn for the worse, and today it is the worst. I don't know if you can see, but it's pouring down rain and it's very, very windy. And our wind kind of comes straight off Antarctica. So there's always like a bitter chill in the air on days like today. So I decided to kind of riff on what Ray offered here, but just make it more winter appropriate as opposed to transitional appropriate. And one of the things that I loved about Ray's outfit was the colors, the way that she kind of mixed the yellow with a navy, with the light purple. Just loved it. So essentially I just went for the same thing, but with more of my like winter appropriate items. And I've worn quite a few iterations on this outfit, but let me show you my favorite. Obviously I've already got the hat on because these hats are like maybe my favorite winter item accessory that I've discovered this year. I wear them basically every day now. One of my other favorite new things is my scarves that I've made for myself and just my knitting in general. This scarf is far from perfect, largely because it's just very curly. I've done my best to rectify that. I've blocked it several times. I've even attempted ironing it, which I don't think you're supposed to do. Anyway, it's working for what we need today. This is kind of, you know, where I headed. And then obviously I need a jacket. It hasn't been like that cold in Melbourne this year, I feel like. I don't know, other folks who live here, please let me know. Am I just finally acclimatizing after 12 years of being here? Before Melbourne, I lived in Townsville in the tropics, all right? And I spent most of my life in Queensland generally. So hot weather. For a long time, I really wasn't used to the cold. I feel like I've gotten used to at least dressing appropriately now. And this winter just didn't really bother me in terms of the cold. It definitely bothered me in terms of like the short days, but I felt like I was all right. So I don't even feel like I could go for like my bigger like purple puffer jacket. And maybe if I was going out right now because it's raining, I would. But this jacket has been my favorite to pair with this. And then I have several bag options as well, but let's just stick with the one that Ray initially suggested. And so here we have it. Here we have one of my favorite outfits that I have worn this past winter, and I just love it. I love how it winterizes an item that I wear so much in summer, but don't really tend to gravitate towards in the cooler periods of the year for obvious reasons. I mean, it's like a lightweight linen, bright yellow skirt. Like it's summer in an item, but bringing in that yellow and that lightness of fabric into my winter months, I feel has just brought me a little bit of joy. This is definitely the kind of outfit that has been appropriate for me, like going to work on those kind of like, you know, cool winter days. Obviously there have been times where I've had to like layer up even more or choose like a heavier weight jacket, but In terms of look, I love this outfit. And I loved wearing it this winter. It brought me so much joy. This just feels so me, so comfortable, like casual but fun. We got plenty of different layers for like managing the weather. And I just think it's delightful. You know, during a dreary, cold, wet Melbourne winter, these colors, delightful. So I think we're off to a good start. Let me show you the next one. Here is another outfit that has been inspired by an outfit that Ray provided. And also, I think, again, in that same video where I asked her to style some of my favorite summer items, this dress being one of them. Again, an item that I wore so much over like the summer, spring, even into a little bit, just a little bit of the autumn period. But it's a short sleeve dress, you know? So I asked Ray to style it for me, and this is what she came up with. And I really loved the colors and the look. But the kind of knit that she chose is a very like fitted knit. And it's a top that I like and I do wear, but I wasn't loving it with the dress. It felt a little twee, a little cutesy, you know, for me, and maybe a little fussy too, just with like the layering with such a fitted knit. So I decided to switch it out for my very oversized purple knit, and I just immediately fell in love with this. I really did. And I think I said to you in this video, you'll catch me wearing this all winter. And indeed, I wore this several times throughout the winter period. And on those days where it was just kind of a little fresh, I did sometimes get away with just wearing this outfit as is. And I loved it. I felt so good. I loved it. Oh, keep in mind though, whenever I'm wearing something like this, unless it's literally summer, I'm wearing stockings as well. But on the days where it was a bit cooler and I still wanted to wear this, sometimes I wore my purple puffer jacket. Again, it's just not the cutest thing in the world. So of my favorite outfits that I wore this winter, it's not the one that I'm going to pick to show you. Instead, we're back to my very light lilac carpenter jacket. And I love how this looks. And so here it is. Here is the fit that I got so much wear out of this past winter. I felt so good in this. I just think, again, it's very similar in a lot of ways to the yellow skirt one that we had before, but obviously it's different. It's different, and I just love it. And I really do love that I got at least a bit of wear out of some of my favorite summer items this winter, because they are some of the items that bring me the most joy, like the brightness, the lightness, the flowiness. I just love it. I love it. And I have loved kind of, I don't know, discovering how I like pairing them with my more winter items to get a bit more wear out of them each year. And I just love the color palette. I would say that the other thing that I have discovered in the last year or two, especially working with Ray, is my love for analogous color palettes. I do think previous I was much more interested in like complementary or split complementary color palettes, and I still love those. We're talking like pinks and greens, purples and greens. They were often my go-tos. Oranges and blues, you know what I mean? Opposite color wheel colors. Whereas this is obviously blues and purples, they're next to each other and they look so good together. So I feel like that has also been emblematic of like how my style has shifted or just like adjusted a little bit. It's not that I've had to go out and buy new clothes because I had all these colors in my wardrobe already. It's just that I discovered new ways of pairing them that I loved just as much. And this is a perfect example of that. And I love this outfit. Basically, this is an outfit that I've incorporated into like my winter wardrobe. Obviously, this is not appropriate for like the truly coldest, wettest days here in Melbourne, but especially autumn. And now that we're moving back into like, it's not quite spring, but hopefully it will start to feel like spring again soon. This is definitely one of those like perfectly transitional kind of outfits for me, and I love it. I don't know what more there is to say, really. I just think this is an amazing outfit. Should we try on another one? Let's do it. Okay, yet another base that I have played around with a lot since Ray suggested this base of an outfit for me months ago. This was Ray's original kind of offering, and I've worn this several times. I love this. And I know you all think I hate the trench coat. I don't. I actually wear the trench coat. It will feature later. But I think I have to tell you that my favorite way to wear this base, and it has become one of my favorite outfits, is when I need to wear my raincoat. There's just something about this skirt with a raincoat that feels so cottagecore or something. I don't know, like garden, fairy, witch. There's just something really adorable about it. And so obviously if I'm going to be wearing my raincoat, I probably want to wear my gum boots. I have 2 pairs of gum boots. I have green and purple, and I wanted to go for the purple ones. And I just think it's wild that this like light blue cotton knit that I found in the men's sections at Savers with a stain down the front. It truly has become one of my most favorite and most worn items. I wear it out and about, like, you know, styled and cute in an outfit like this, but it's also so comfortable that I just wear it around the house all the time too. And I do think one of my favorite things about it is that it's not like a solid blue. It's kind of looks like it's got different threads in it, or it's like a variegated yarn or something. It kind of goes from like a soft mid-weight blue to white. And so in the end, you're left with this light blue, almost grey looking jumper. And so it's colourful, but so neutral for a wardrobe like mine. So it just kind of goes with everything. But this remains one of my favourite ways. Anyway, should I add the accessories and show you one of my favourite outfits of the last couple of months? Isn't this just delightful? Don't you just want to like run around and maybe not the pouring rain, but just like a bit of a drizzly afternoon? Isn't this the kind of thing you'd be wanting to wear on a day like that too? I just feel really good in this. Like, it just feels so easy, so comfortable, but so cute. Obviously, I've added in one of my knitted scarves. This is the Stay Toasty scarf by Veronica Lindbergh in a gorgeous teal that I love. Obviously, we've still got this hat. I feel like this is probably the item you're going to see the most because I do like the other two hats and I do wear them sometimes, but this is the one I'm always picking. I love it. But then obviously we also have this incredible raincoat. I bought this for myself, I want to say like 18 months ago. Is it 2 years ago? I'm not sure. I did buy it new. It was a raincoat I had been coveting for literally years. I had gone many years in Melbourne without a proper raincoat. So although it was an investment that I feel really happy that I've made. And now I just get to have a really great raincoat that I love for forever, hopefully. And I just love how this all comes together and how this looks. Obviously, if it was like pouring down rain and we were going for like a proper bird walk, I wouldn't be wearing a skirt, especially not a long skirt like this. This is definitely more for like when it's drizzling and we want to go for a stroll, or if I just need to get from point A to point B, you know. As with all of these outfits, there have been so many iterations that I've done. Like, I've worn this with the trench coat, I've worn this with my purple jacket, I've worn this with different shoes like my sneakers, but this might be my favorite iteration. And I felt like living in Melbourne, I needed to represent just how much it rains here during winter, you know? We needed to have a raincoat outfit. And so here it is. Here's the raincoat outfit. And I love it. I love it. I don't want to say that I wish it would rain more so I could wear it more, because that's not how I feel. But if it is going to rain, at least I know I've got a good option waiting for me. With that said, should we take a look at the next outfit? Let's do it. Now, I know you've seen an awful lot of my incredible Cole jeans lately, but it's just a reality. These, I made a good investment in getting these tailored because I've been wearing them all. I've been wearing them all a lot. And so it was very hard for me to narrow it down because these pants in particular are some of my true favorites. They're just so glorious. They're so glorious. But this has to be one of my favorite ways that I have worn these pants. This is a 100% merino lightweight knit that I got secondhand. And I just love this color. I think this is like one of my favorite colors to wear, especially for the top half. I just think it just really suits me, you know? And I have like 3 or 4 like knits in very, very similar shades because I love it that much. But this one I've been wearing quite a lot, primarily because it's wool. And so it just gives that little bit more warmth in winter, which obviously is a bonus. I do wear something underneath, like I've got a long sleeve cotton top under here because it is just a teensy bit itchy on bare skin, but with that layer I'm fine. So secondhand, obviously secondhand, incredible. And then we've got my tan rolly derbies, love them. And as for accessories, obviously lots of different directions I could go in with this outfit as well, but you would be surprised to know that my favorite way to wear this involves my trench coat. That's right. I am actually wearing my trench coat, okay? Despite how much shit I talk about my trench coat in especially the Ray Styles Me videos, I am very picky about how I like to wear the trench coat and how I feel like it looks good, but I think it looks really good with this. So let me show you. I literally love this so much. I love this so much. And I think I really nailed it on the head in our last Ray Styles Me when I said, I find that I either love this trench coat with an all neutral outfit or a ridiculously colourful outfit. I don't like it with the kind of in-between situation. This outfit is obviously so colourful, so saturated, so rich, and so much going on. And so I feel like the trench coat really works with this. Not to tone it down necessarily, but it doesn't feel like the trench coat like kills the colors, basically. I feel like that is maybe why I struggle sometimes when it's mixed with other, like, I don't know, like medium saturation or like a mix of neutrals and colors. It feels like then the neutrals dominate, I suppose. And I don't like that. I like a neutral here and there, but I want to be color forward, let's be honest. And this still feels color forward to me. It still feels fun. It still feels playful. And I love this with like the intensity of the teal for the hat. We've got a different color hat. Look at me go. I can do it. Of course, we also brought in my teal scarf, which I didn't make intending to like match perfectly with this hat, but like I'm not mad that they go so well together. And I just love how all of these colors, like the greens and the pinks, like we definitely are playing more with like the complementary color palette that I've mentioned I do really like and has more traditionally been my style, still is very much part of my style. That's kind of more what we're doing here, and I just love it. It feels really bold, it feels really fun, it feels really playful. It just feels great. I just feel great in this. Oh, and then I suppose in terms of bags, there's so many options as always, but I often end up using my backpack because this is my bag that I wear all the time. Definitely my most worn bag, even though I love so many of my bags. This is just the most practical for most days for me. And I love it with this outfit as well. So there we have it. Finally the proof you've all been waiting for that I do actually like and wear this trench coat. But of course we still have more outfits. We still have more outfits to chat about. So let's get a move on, shall we? My friends, you're in for a treat. I think this is a skirt you haven't seen yet. And it might be the most glorious thing I own. I'm not sure. I own so many glorious things, let's be honest. Oh, I love this. This is a relatively recent secondhand find. It's also from Variety Hour. Variety Hour, I think, might be my favorite brand. They're like a local Melbourne indie brand. Relatively sustainable, relatively ethical, all of that sort of stuff. And they just make the most beautiful, colorful clothing, and they have a relatively like size inclusive range. Like I fit into their sizing easily. Often with like size inclusive brands, I'm like at the top end of their size inclusivity, which doesn't feel very inclusive to me. With this one, I'm usually like a couple of sizes down from their top offering. So I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, this skirt is a beautiful skirt. It's actually still available on their website right now. And for whatever reason, the person who had this before me just wasn't loving it. What can I say? Their loss was my gain because I managed to get this on Depop. And although I haven't been buying too many new items recently, when I find something in my size from Variety Hour secondhand for a bargain, like I'm not passing that up. I'm just not. It's not happening. Anyway, with all that said, it's newer in my wardrobe, but that doesn't mean that I haven't been wearing the shit out of it since I got it. Again, as with all of these items and all of these outfits, there's been many variations on a theme. My favorite way to wear this skirt so far, though, has been with my Obus red jumper. Also secondhand from a year or two ago. I just love it. I love the pink and the red. I really do. And because this skirt is so long on me, like it's maybe the longest thing I own, I'm not short. I'm kind of like slightly above average. So it's quite rare for me to get something full length, you know? But this is literally full length. And so although I've worn plenty of different shoes with these, I've dressed it up with some boots, I've worn different variations of sneakers, my favorite way again has been my like white Hokas. These were also secondhand, but they're like my most casual shoe, I feel like, as far as enclosed shoes anyway. And I feel like I just really like that look, especially with like the floor length, basically, skirt. I like the look of a super, super casual shoe here because I just feel like it brings it down to a much more wearable place for me. Because obviously this is a skirt you could dress up to the nines. And I'd love to do that one day. But like I wore this to work the other day and I felt so good. As ever, there's been lots of options as far as outerwear and accessories. But let me show you my most recent way that I wore this. Obviously, we had to bring out the denim jacket. Come on. Aside from my purple, like my lilac hat, I think this is probably my most worn winter item. It was honestly only a matter of time before we saw it in this video. We are going to see it plenty of times again in this video. Don't you worry. And I just love this. I love how we've got so much kind of like shape and volume, like kind of spreading out towards the bottom here. I just think it looks really cool. And I just always love this like deep denim with the red. I think the two colors together, like they're just striking, you know? Love it. Okay, now this is where it's going to get a little controversial, but I'm just going to be honest. I wore this recently and I loved it. I felt so good. So no judgment, all right? Let's keep an open mind. Yep, that's right. I wore it with my like big sun hat because we went birding. I happened to be wearing this and Blair asked me if I wanted to go for a little bird walk, and am I ever going to say no to a bird walk? No. Absolutely not. And I felt like a whimsical little bird fairy running around in this with my binoculars, I'm not going to lie. And then later that afternoon, I went to work. So I took my tried and true backpack. I wear this thing all the time. This is probably my other most worn item. It's just not the item that I like tend to style. It's just the bag that I wear every other day without thinking. And I suppose one of the reasons I love this so much is the same reason I wanted to wear like the really casual sneakers with this, is that this skirt is so gorgeous and so like dressy. And so to style it in like an outdoorsy birdwalk appropriate outfit, that just feels really playful to me. And I just feel like this skirt is so versatile. I feel like it's a skirt I very easily could have boxed into the dressy, nice clothes that I keep for an occasion kind of skirt. And I love it so much I didn't want it to stay there. I wanted it to be the kind of skirt that I could dress up, but that I also just wore casually for my regular activities, going to work, going for a bird walk, whatever. And so far I have been successful in doing that. And this is one of the outfits that I have enjoyed the most. I just love it. I love it. And I love this skirt. It's been such a wonderful addition to my wardrobe this winter. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see how many other fun, playful ways I can style this skirt across the years, but especially as we go into the warmer weather, I feel like this skirt is really going to come into its own. But I love that I got so much wear out of it during the colder months too. It just gives me so much faith that this is going to be like a go-to skirt for me. And that's exactly what I want from a incredible piece like this. I just feel like it would almost be offensive for an item like this to languish in my closet. You know what I mean? And I refuse to allow that to happen. So I will be wearing this in every way I can conceivably come up with. And this is one of those ways. And I love it. I really do. Yeah, I'm going to keep wearing this hat though. And I'm going to keep styling it in silly little outfits like this because they make me feel really good. Speaking of silly little outfits, should we take a look at another one? So if I had to pick a pair of pants aside from any of my cold jeans that were my favorite and some of my most worn, it would be these. I think these would have to be my favorite, just like plain neutral pair of pants that I own. These I got secondhand. They're just like a brown denim and I just love them. I love how they fit me. I love the kind of like wide leg, but also just like something about like the shape of them even up here. Like they feel kind of like fitted without being like clingy in an uncomfortable way or in a way that makes me feel insecure or anything. I just love them. I really love them. And I've been wearing them a lot. Often, one of my favorite ways to wear them is with obviously this top, but I have 3 different colors in this top and I love all of them. I love all of them with these pants. I think there's something about, obviously I wanted to bring in pattern with a stripe, but there's also something just about like the shape and the way, like the kind of length of these tops too, that just really work with like the silhouette of these pants, I think. It kind of feels a little bit more sleek than maybe I normally go, but it's not fitted. Do you know what I mean? I really like this look. I also like that I don't always feel the need to tuck these tops into this pair of pants. Like I can for sure, but I also just like, I don't know, like the proportions and everything that's happening with these tops just out. And I think maybe my favorite way to wear these pants has been with the blue. Obviously, you know that brown and orange are the same color. So brown and blue, complementary colors. Am I right? That's how I think of them anyway. And I love blue and brown. I think it's a great combo. And to be super comfy, I often end up just wearing my blue Hokers. I know it's not necessarily fashion, but this is often, I will wear this outfit a lot to work. And so I'm going to pick the comfy option. I think this looks great with some of my other options too, like my tan rolly derbies look great, my weekender sneakers look great, but I'm not mad about the blue Hokers either. And my feet are always very happy when I wear these. One of the other reasons that I love wearing this top, the blue top with these jeans, is because I love blue and green together, and I love wearing my green cardigan with this. Obviously, this does bring in more of like the slouchy silhouette that I often go for sure. But I really like how you get the blue kind of coming through and how we've got the higher neckline and the way that these 2 necklines work together. I just love it. And then obviously, like I said, this is an outfit I often wear to work, which means I'm probably bringing my green backpack. Although sometimes I'll wear like a green crossbody or a blue crossbody. I just really like sticking with this color palette and keeping it pretty simple when I wear this. I know it's not a super flashy, super fun, colorful outfit like some of the others, but this has definitely been a go-to for me. Sometimes I'll wear it with my scarf. Sometimes I'll wear it with a hat. If it's colder, obviously I'll throw on a jacket. Sometimes I've worn my denim jacket. If I've needed a bit more layering, I've worn my green jacket. And sometimes I'll just wear it like this and I'll feel great doing it. It's just a really, really versatile outfit, as so many of these outfits are, but I feel like maybe this is one of the most versatile. It's also just a really comfortable, casual, easy to wear kind of outfit. It's the kind of outfit you put on and you look in the mirror and you feel good, you look good, but you don't have to think about the outfit for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? And that's probably why it's become a go-to for me this winter. So at the end of the day, I really like this and I feel I feel really good in it. Everything that I'm wearing right now is so comfortable. This is probably the outfit I'm showing you with the least amount of secondhand items. I think the pants are the only secondhand item in this outfit right now. But I mean, several of these items I've had for a very long time. This bag is one of my oldest items and most worn by a long shot. These shoes I've had for a couple of years and I wear a lot too. In fact, the newest new item is definitely the cardigan. And Ray was so right in picking this out for me. It's just been the perfect cardigan, I think. So a simple outfit, but an absolute winner, if you ask me. Shall we move on to something a little bit more flashy? Yep. The purple hat is back and I don't want to hear it. I love this outfit so much. In fact, it's an outfit you've already seen. This was the exact outfit, I think, that I wore to like at the end of one of my knitting videos where I did like the little reveal running around in the garden or the park to show you the scarf when I finished it. I just don't know that there's a better combination than a bright, true red with a lilac. Like, just so good. I love that color combination. I knew when I picked out this yarn, when I was knitting up this scarf the whole time, what I had in my mind was wearing this scarf with a bright red top. And obviously you've seen I have plenty of options for bright red tops and jumpers and stuff. But this was the outfit that I chose to showcase this beautiful, beautiful scarf. And it's an outfit that I've wore several times since. I just love it. I think the colors are so good. I think the shapes are so good. It's so comfortable. It's just, is it perfect? It might be. It might just be. Obviously, by now you're getting well acquainted with so many of these items. We've got my tan rolly derbies that have some shoe jewelry on them. So cute. I love them. This skirt I've had for a few years now. I really do just love a great statement skirt, don't I? It's one of my go-to items, especially when I want to look and feel good. I love a funky pant and I love a funky skirt. That's definitely a core element of me, I think. Anyway, then we've got just this lightweight kind of knit. This was a Savers find. I don't even know the name of the brand. Nothing fancy, but the red is just so good. My perfect red. And it's just like a nice kind of like crew neck sort of lightweight knit. It's perfect. Then of course the denim jacket makes a return. Like I said, this thing has been one of my most worn for a reason. It's just so easy. It looks so good with everything and not in like a, oh, it's neutral, so it just like blends into any outfit. I feel like it always adds something to every outfit because yes, it's denim, but it's such a beautiful, rich blue denim. And also just like the shape of it is, it's unique, but it's fun. Like, I don't know, I just love it. And so I think when people talk about like having neutrals and basics that go with everything, obviously that is like sound advice for so many people. I have found that even with my neutral basic pieces, like I need to be excited about them and I like them when they add something. And I feel like this denim jacket is just like such a perfect example of what I mean and what I'm looking for when I'm looking for basic pieces. It's neutral, but it's not boring. Basically. Then of course we've got the scarf that I made and the hat. The hat makes a return, of course. And I just love this. I love it. I love the colors. I love the shapes. I love the flowiness. And I love how comfortable I am in every way. Like these shoes are some of my most comfortable. All the fabrics here, I'm really happy and comfortable wearing. We've got like a looseness to everything, but not to the point where I'm like fussing. It's just, oh, I said it before, it's perfect. This is one of those items that I just feel like is the perfect color palette for me, like reds, lilacs, and greens. Does it get any better? I just love it. I love it so much. I think it's, I was going to say it's one of my favorite items, but I feel like I've been saying that a lot in this video. I'm basically showing you the favorite parts of my winter wardrobe. I don't know, it's just one of those ones that's so good that I don't even want to get changed. I don't want to show, I just want to end this here, but alas, we do have more amazing outfits to look at. So let's take a look at the next one. Okay, now I know I mentioned that these outfits are not necessarily my most worn throughout winter. Instead, they're my favorite outfits that I've worn this winter and autumn period. They are all outfits that I've worn and worn multiple times, but this outfit might actually top the list of most worn this winter. If not, it would come very close. So it's one of my favorites and it's one of my most worn. I think especially if I were to kind of like add up all of the different iterations of me wearing this top with this skirt, and there's been, you know, a variety of different variations, then it would probably be one of my most worn outfits this year. And it was all started by one of you. I think it was Dinah. You put together this outfit and I just loved it. And I kind of haven't stopped wearing this or iterations of this ever since. It's just so easy. It looks so good. It's so comfortable. It's so fun, especially with all the volume in these sleeves and in this jumper. I love the texture. I love that we've got pattern, but I love the kind of analogous thing we've got going on here. It's very tonal. I just think it's really fun. Now, there have been plenty of iterations with this, as I said, but I think my favorite is just the simple one. We've got my oldest sneakers, my Rolly Weekenders. They are starting to fall apart, but I mean, they've got pinks and burgundies in them. So even though they bring some more color with the greens and grays and stuff, like they still feel very much part of the outfit here with what we're doing with the colors. And then this is one of the few outfits that I wear, like purposefully wear like a particular pair of socks. And they are these pink and white and red socks from Jericho Road I got a couple of years ago. 9 times out of 10, I'm just wearing white socks or I'm wearing colorful socks that you can't see. But this outfit, it feels like the white is just too stark. And so I love that these pink ones just kind of like help stick in with that color fit. Like we're really committing to the color palette, you know? And then this skirt I got secondhand at an op shop up on the Gold Coast. It was a little different for me. Obviously it's a little slinky, but for whatever reason, I just loved how it looked. And I remember thinking in the change room how much it reminded me of something that Alexa Sunshine 83 would wear. And I love her, and I love her very like 90s inspired style. And so thinking of her kind of emboldened me just to give it a go. And given that it was only like $5, I figured, you know, why not play around? And I'm just so thrilled that I ended up falling in love with this skirt as much as I did. It's not necessarily a silhouette I feel like I need more of in my wardrobe, but I love having it as an option. Obviously, so many of my other skirts, as we've seen, are so like big and voluminous. And so it's nice just to have something that's a little bit different, but that I still feel so good in. I also just love the pattern, that it's just like a simple check and it's just purple. So it feels kind of neutral. It works almost as a neutral, but it's still adding some pattern here. It's just a great skirt. What can I say? I'm so happy I picked it up. And then this jumper. Oh my gosh, I love this. This was one of the first things I bought secondhand online when I discovered like online thrifting. It's from a Brisbane indie brand called Jericho Road. I have a couple of things from them. Obviously the socks are from them. But I mean, I have this jumper in 2 colors now and I just love it. These sleeves are ridiculous. They're really hard to fit into most of my jackets, which means that our jacket options are a little limited with this outfit, but I don't care. I don't care because this is so fun. Then of course, just to top it all off, we've got my purple hat and the little water bottle holder that Ray made me buy. I'm saying it like she like held a gun to my head. The water bottle holder that Ray suggested, and then I did end up finding one very similar and I love and I use all the time. I really like it here because obviously it's a little bit lighter. It's a little bit like it's something a bit different, but it's still kind of playing with the same color story. And this is just a home run. It's just one of those outfits that's so comfortable that I can just wear around the house when, you know, I'm reading and knitting, but I also feel really good in this. So I also wear it, you know, going to get coffee or going to work or whatever. It's just so versatile and I think it's amazing. I love it. Okay, this is another base of an outfit that I have worn so much. In fact, this was one of my most worn bases last winter as well. I feel like a lot of the outfits in this video feel like new iterations, even if they're not completely new. This is just a tried and true staple over the last couple of years. I just love this. This is one of my favorite jumpers and one of my favorite pairs of pants. These are definitely like a little bit more summery. They're like, I'd say like a medium weight cotton. And so I can't necessarily wear them in like the deepest cold depths of winter, but I still got a decent amount of wear out of them this winter and last winter. And I just love them. I love that they're kind of like a cross between cargo pants and pajama pants. I just think they're so fun. I love like the bungee cord thing. I don't know what this is called, but they got these, you can kind of tighten up the bottom as well as the waist. I love the orange. And then this jumper. I love this jumper with these pants. The blues with the greens, but then also how we're like hinting at the oranges in both as well. Like, I just love it. It's kind of like subtle pattern clashing, but it's not really pattern clashing. It's just that we've got 2 like distinct patterns, but obviously this is like a relatively simple kind of subtle stripe, like a white and blue stripe. So it doesn't feel like pattern clashing, but I like how we've got quite a bit of visual interest here. I think keeping the colors pretty simple and analogous really helps make all of this work too. And there's just something about it. There's something about the whole fit that I just adore, utterly adore. And so because this has been a go-to outfit for me for a good 2 years now, basically since I bought these pants 2 years ago, I have worn it with a lot of different variations across the seasons, but even within winter and autumn. But obviously in this video, I need to pick just one as my like true favorite. Honestly, I could go a lot of different ways depending on the day that you asked me. But today I'm going to show you the one that I wore most recently because I think it was really cute. So let me add the layers and accessories. So here it is. Obviously, this is definitely more of a transitional kind of season outfit. Like I wouldn't be wearing this in the middle of winter, but for like a cool autumn day or a cool spring day, absolutely. Absolutely, I'm wearing this. So for the accessories, obviously I didn't mention we got my Rolly leather sneakers again. I've had these for a few years. Got the denim jacket again, of course. I hope you're not getting sick of it, because like the reality is I'm just going to keep wearing the shit out of this thing. It's so good. And I love how it works with this. And then for the bag, I've just thrown on one of my Radical Yes bags, secondhand, of course. I love the super shiny blue one. Then I do have my scarf on. I don't know if you can see it. I know it kind of blends in, especially with the jumper, but obviously it's nice to be a little bit warmer. And I do also like the line of the outfit kind of gets brought up a little bit rather than just having so much skin, especially when I'm so rugged up in every other way. Do you know what I mean? Plus it's just nice. It's nice to have another layer as an option. And I love this scarf. I made it myself. Come on, I want to wear it as much as I can. And then finally, we've got a different color hat. Yes, I told you. I do wear the other colors, just not as much as the purple. This one is like a really saturated tanny brown kind of color. And I love it. I think it works really well. Obviously, we've got kind of hints of like browny orange in the rest of the outfit. But also I just like that it adds a bit more warmth. Sometimes I wear my orange Coach bag with like the base of this outfit. For me, because I do tend to prefer cooler tones, even though I like to add a bit of warmth, I probably wouldn't be wearing both this hat and the orange bag. It's usually one or the other. Or I'll wear my tan rolly derbies with this. Like I like to have a bit of orangey tan somewhere else in the outfit, basically is what I'm saying. But given that we went for the white sneakers and the blue bag and the green scarf and the, blue denim jacket, it was the hat. The hat was going to be brown today. And I just love this. I really love this. I love this base. Like I said, it's so versatile. I wear it in so many different ways all throughout the year. But for at least the transitional periods of the year, this is one of my favorite ways. I just love it. I really love it. And again, as with all of these outfits, it's so important for me to just be physically comfortable. And yeah, I want to like look good in the way that I feel my best, but I also just want to be physically comfortable. It's so important to me and like my overall well-being. It really is. And I kind of always sort of knew that, but it's only since like learning that I'm autistic that I've really just let myself be picky about the clothes that I wear. For so long, I think a lot of us who are autistic, and I know this is so true for me, the world kind of taught us not to trust our own instincts about how we're feeling and how we're experiencing the world. I sort of feel like the world was telling me that my own interpretation of the world was wrong ever since I was little. And it's only now in my mid-30s that I'm finally letting myself trust myself and learning to trust myself in terms of how I'm comfortable with the clothes that are on my skin all day has kind of been such... I know it might sound silly, but it's truly been revolutionary for me. I feel like it made such a big difference in terms of how I feel on a day-to-day basis, but it's also like helped me practice trusting myself, helped me practice getting in tune with that part of myself that is always telling me what I want and what I need that I just have been taught not to listen to. And I'm learning to listen to her through the clothes that I wear. And the more that I listen to her, the louder that voice gets, you know? Ugh, I'm going to get emotional. Sorry, not to get too deep in a fun fashion video, but it's definitely been a big factor in how I feel like my style has changed over the last 2 or 3 years. I still like to wear colourful, silly clothes, but the silhouettes and the fabrics and all of that sort of stuff has definitely changed, and that's a big reason why. And this is the kind of outfit that I could just wear all day and be so comfortable. And that little voice inside me is happy wearing this too. And speaking of listening to that inner voice of mine, I am capped out, I think, at the amount of outfits that I can show you today and having this really bright light in my eyes. And so as much as I would love to show you so many more outfits, I have so many outfits I have loved. In fact, should we just do a quick run through of some honorable mentions? All so great. I've loved wearing these as well. At the end of the day though, these were the ones that first came to mind and I've just really loved wearing them. So I hope you had fun watching and hanging out with me, and I know that a lot of you don't have the same style that I do. A lot of you dress very differently to how I do, and that is so fine. In fact, encouraged. I do hope that just watching me kind of like talk about how I put outfits together and why I'm choosing the things that I'm choosing, and I don't know, the sort of different things you can create. I hope that gives you a little bit of food for thought. But more than that, I hope these videos just encourage you to find joy and comfort in the clothes that you wear. That's always what I hope you take away from these videos. So thank you so much for spending this time with me. A big thank you as always to my lovely patrons over on Patreon, and especially big thank you as always to Livia, Haley, and Belinda for their very generous support. Can't wait to chat with you in the comments. I'll see you again next week. Bye.